like that, Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association, in the split of an instance, all of it can change. In a split instance, all of it can change. If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA, the Players Association, the team owners, that just like that, all this fanfare, all this interest, all this newfound attention on the league can disappear over.
Just now, a bombshell that's shaking the WNBA to its very core. The Indiana Fever have effectively replaced Caitlin Clark, and fans are absolutely furious. The rookie phenom who was supposed to lead this franchise into a new era of glory is now sidelined, replaced by a player who wasn't even on a roster a few days ago. This isn't just an injury story. This is betrayal. This is disaster. Fans spent months hyping Clark as the savior of the franchise, only to see her taken out of action and swapped out like a broken part in a failing machine. Is this a sign that the Fever have already given up on their season? Are they protecting their investment or panicking under pressure? And most importantly, what does this shocking move mean for Caitlin Clark's future in the WNBA? Let's get into the 5 brutal truths behind why this decision has sent fans into absolute meltdown mode. Caitlin Clark's injury is the official reason she's not on the court, but fans are not buying the story that it's just a quad strain. The timing is suspicious. Right when the Fever need wins to save their season, their biggest star suddenly disappears. Fans are questioning everything. Was Clark pushed too hard, too fast? Did the Fever mishandle her training load? Or are they hiding something more serious, something that could have long-term implications for her career? Caitlin was the centerpiece of the Fever's rebuilding plan. Ticket sales skyrocketed because of her. TV ratings spiked. Merchandise flew off the shelves. But now, with Clark sidelined, it's clear just how much this team was leaning on her. Without her, the offense collapses. The defense crumbles. The energy evaporates.
Just announced that Caitlin Clark will be out a minimum of 2 weeks with a quad injury. Could this injury have been prevented? Can the Indiana Fever win without her? And what does this mean for the W?
It's not just about losing a player, it's about losing the entire identity of the team. And fans are furious because they see the writing on the wall. Without Clark, the Fever have nothing. This isn't a setback. It's a full-blown crisis, and it raises major red flags about how this organization is run. Let's be honest, Ari McDonald is no Caitlin Clark. She's a solid player, a defensive pest, a former lottery pick. But she's not the type of game changer who fills arenas and lights up highlight reels. She was cut by the Los Angeles Sparks just weeks ago. She wasn't good enough for them. And now she's supposed to be the answer for a team in free fall? Fans aren't stupid. They see this for what it is, desperation. The Fever needed a body to fill the roster, and McDonald was available. But calling it a replacement for Clark feels like an insult. It's a slap in the face to the fans who believed in the vision the Fever sold them. McDonald will hustle, she'll defend, she'll do her job, but she's not going to save this team. Replacing Clark with McDonald isn't just a downgrade. It's a sign that the Fever are waving the white flag on the season, and fans are livid. This disaster didn't happen in a vacuum. The Indiana Fever's handling of Caitlin Clark's arrival was flawed from day one. Instead of building a well-balanced roster to support a once-in-a-generation talent, the front office put the entire burden of a broken franchise squarely on the shoulders of a 22-year-old rookie. They crowned her the savior without giving her a team capable of protecting her, both on and off the court. And now that she's injured and sidelined, the ugly truth is fully exposed. The Fever had no real backup plan. Look at the roster. Where are the veteran leaders who should be stabilizing the team during a crisis? Where's the experienced backup point guard who can take over in moments like this? Non-existent. Instead, they relied on hope, hype, and ticket sales. They exploited Clark's star power, filling seats and signing sponsorships, but they forgot the essential ingredient of any successful franchise: building a team that can withstand adversity.
In the back, we know Caitlin Clark was lost yesterday to an injury for at least 2 weeks. Now, the thing about it is they're going to reevaluate in 2 weeks. And of course, Man, these teams, I told you earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the United Arena, you're screwed. You're done. You're cooked. Nobody is going to show up to this thing. Chicago Sky can't sell out their own 9,000 something seat arena like it is. They couldn't when they were kind of decent.
What's even more damning is how predictable this was. Every analyst warned the Fever, you can't expect a rookie to fix a broken culture. You need depth, you need toughness, you need structure. But Indiana ignored all of it, drunk on the publicity Clark brought. They paraded her in front of cameras, sold out arenas, but failed to do their job where it counts, in the trenches. Now the whole operation is crumbling. Without Clark, they can't even stay competitive. The losses are piling up. The locker room looks defeated, and the front office is exposed as incompetent. Fans who bought into the dream are furious because they realize it was all smoke and mirrors. No serious franchise bets its entire future on one rookie, no matter how talented she is. But Indiana did, and now they're paying the price. The worst part? This could have been avoided. With smarter roster construction, better management, and a real plan for development, Clark's injury would be a setback, not a catastrophe. Instead, it's a full-scale implosion, and the damage to the Fever's credibility may be irreversible. Let's get brutally honest. This situation could do serious, lasting damage to Caitlin Clark's career. She came into the WNBA with a once-in-a-generation reputation. College basketball's all-time leading scorer, the most talked-about player in years, the one who was supposed to change the game. But all of that is under threat now. An injury this early in her career raises uncomfortable questions. Is she durable enough for the brutal grind of the WNBA? Can her body hold up against bigger, stronger, faster opponents? Fans and media alike are starting to ask if Clark was built more for college fame than pro success. And in the ruthless world of sports media, it doesn't take much for a darling to become a disappointment. Every game she misses, every report about her rehab, every second Arie McDonald or anyone else steps in without catastrophic failure chips away at her invincibility. Clark's brand was built on more than just her jump shot. It was built on her image as the future. But futures are fragile in professional sports. They can be derailed by injuries, mishandled by teams, and turned into what-ifs quicker than you can blink. And let's not forget the Fever's role in this. By rushing her into the spotlight without giving her the tools and teammates she needed, they've exposed her to failure before she had a real chance to succeed. If her injury lingers, if she returns and struggles, if the team continues to spiral, the headlines will get uglier. The critics will get louder. And Clark's once untouchable reputation could suffer the death of 1,000 cuts. In today's instant reaction culture, narratives form fast and stick hard.
It's the latter. It could mean that Caitlin Clark could potentially miss the rest of the season. This 2-week timetable that people are running with, that's just when Caitlin Clark is going to be reevaluated. As of now, she will be reevaluated on June 9th. That does not mean, and it's highly unlikely, that June 9th or shortly thereafter is when Caitlin Clark is cleared to return.
Clark can't afford to be labeled injury-prone, or worse, overrated. If the Fever continue to mishandle her situation, we might look back and realize this was the moment her career took a dangerous turn. Let's make one thing crystal clear. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring talent to Indiana, she brought hope. After years of irrelevance and losing seasons, fans finally had a reason to believe. Season tickets sold out, merchandise flew off the shelves, national media paid attention. Clark wasn't just a player, she was a movement. But fans aren't blind. They see what's happening now. They see a team that marketed hope but built nothing of substance behind it. They see Clark injured, sidelined, replaced by a desperation signing. And they see a front office fumbling what should have been a transformative moment for the franchise. And make no mistake, fans feel betrayed.
What a win for the Indiana Fever against the Atlanta Dream. Good teams win ugly. And that was what was most impressive to me about the Fever's performance against the Dream. You know, there'll be the big talked about moment, Ryan Howard, Caitlin Clark, jawing back and forth. But there's another example, right? Clark in that moment saying, I'm not scared of you. I'm not afraid, then giving her a sarcastic thumbs up. And Ryan Howard, by the way, one of the most
Sports fans are loyal, but they're not endlessly forgiving. They expect their loyalty to be respected, their support to be rewarded with competence, effort, and a vision for success. When they see a franchise mismanaging a generational talent like Clark, they don't just get angry, they get disillusioned. They check out. They stop showing up. They stop caring. Already the backlash is visible. Social media is filled with furious comments, not just from Indiana fans, but from WNBA supporters around the country. People are accusing the Fever of squandering the best thing to happen to their franchise in decades. And here's the cold truth. Once fans feel betrayed, it's almost impossible to win them back. If Clark's injury drags on, if the team keeps losing, if the management doesn't fix the mess they've made, Indiana won't just lose games, they'll lose an entire generation of potential supporters. The Fever had a golden opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to build something special. And now, thanks to incompetence and short-sightedness, they're watching it slip away. This isn't just a tough stretch. It's a disaster of their own making, and the fans, the lifeblood of any franchise, may never forgive them for it.